Hello, welcome to another cube. Definitely slamming a Mock Sapphire here. Let's look at the rest of the pack. Nothing that interesting. I mean, Solemn maybe, Signets, but for the rest, nah. So after the last draft, like the very first draft, holiday draft that I uploaded, um, preordained probably. Instants and sorcery spells you control have lifelink. That's pretty cool. The next time, put that card into your hand. But not gonna run it, obviously. It's a bit too expensive for me at this point. I'd rather have more blue and see what comes my way. So there was a bug in that where I was drafting that I had another pack that was very similar and had to use a slider. So I was drafting, it was the first pack after the previous draft, so before this one. I had the same issue in pack 1 somewhere. I clicked the card and went like sorted by color, so you can actually, see all the colors here. And it changed everything minus one card that I had selected. And that screwed up my draft because I selected that card, wanted it because it was an Emrakul and fit my deck. So I clicked it, and because of double clicking that, I got the card selected, but it was a bugged card, so it crashed my client and I couldn't get into the game again. So I got that reimbursed, but holy hell, what a buggy thing. I think Elspeth here has to be the better card. I don't see what else is even worth it here. We could go for like Firebolt, Icicle Scepter because we're blue. Icicle Scepter is very likely to wheel though. I'm not sure which great cards are in here that are white, so maybe red is better. But I think Elspeth just has a better power level. White doesn't generate a lot of card advantages. Neither does these. Nah, I'm gonna go with the Tysker. Or what's his name? Tassigur? Weird name. So there's Welder, which is pretty good. There's Metal Worker, which is obviously fine. There's Time Spiral. I think I'm gonna go with the Welder here and see where that brings me. I mean, we're not committed to any color. Having artifacts is pretty good. We do have the color combination then that we want with a card like Welder. Plus it's early enough to actually pick this and do something with it. We could also pick Days, which I wouldn't mind. But I'm gonna go with the Welder. It's an interesting card, definitely something you can draft around. Given that there's also Planeswalker that does a very similar thing and shouldn't be highly picked, means we can play it. So there's Crucible. If I picked up the Wasteland, I'm definitely taking that. I'm not sure if Strip Mine is in the game. There's also Rakdos Return, which I don't dislike, but I don't think it's gonna matter for me. There's also Repeal, which is probably better. Cut is not gonna fit in my deck. So it's Repeal, Rakdos Return. I think Repeal is a bit better. Just to gain tempo. Sure. Nothing interesting here either. I guess I go for the Signet because it's an artifact and it fixes my mana. And yeah, I don't think I'm gonna play any of the others. Here we have an Animated, which we wouldn't dislike, given that we can get maybe some kind of good artifact creature to put into your graveyard. Still need to have a discard effect, of course. Sword Supply Share is definitely a card I would have picked if I picked up the Elspeth, but I think I'm gonna go with this color combination. Searing Spear if I was red, or heavier on the red. We're basically trying to, generate something wonky, something unfair with this color combination. Puppeteer Click is interesting, as is Lightning Greaves. Burst Lightning, Manowar. Lightning Greaves is an artifact, which can be relevant. But I think, given that I'm not going to be heavy on the creatures, it's not going to be that great. I think Burst Lightning just against some aggro decks is a bit better to have, just have straight up removal. Lightning Grease would be fine, but not gonna pick it here. So I'm emailing support. I got reimbursed for the draft, but you know it's still an annoying bug that apparently happened twice to me. They said something about internet connection lagging or something, but that seems pretty odd, right? Because as soon as I click a sword, it fixes itself. So it should be some kind of bug on their end, or I assume it's a bug on their end. So far we're not that heavy on the mana costs. I think I'm gonna go with the Bazaar. Like I'm not gonna consider this land trap. This is opponent, if it's a player maybe. Lifting Classca is also good, but I'm gonna go with the Bazaar just because it allows me to discard cards. Here it has to be the Maze of It, given that that removes creatures from play. We could also go for Char, but I think Maze of It is a bit stronger. Not gonna play any of these, so Maze of It it is. I guess Temple of Malice is better than these, given that it fixes my mana. And mana fixes all a person wants. Stormbird Dragon versus Vampire Nighthawk. I guess Nighthawk is better against aggro decks, but we're not gonna play it main deck, and it has to be the Rakdos Return, although I'm very likely not gonna play it. Although, if I get a bunch of mana acceleration, who knows? So someone isn't mono red, or that pack was heavy on the red. Yeah, I have 15 cards. Hope most people get there soon. But I mean, it's an annoying bug, mainly because you can't keep on playing. Like, there's no way for me to reconnect to the game. I have to drop the event, but I can't drop the event. So it's about half an hour, probably more, because you time out on every decision. Plus then you have to wait 10 minutes to actually drop automatically from your game as well. So, it's so terrible. Here there's Memory Jar, which does work with Welder, but I currently have no kill condition. There's also Volcanic Island, which fixes. There's Trinket Mage to get the max, but I think I'd rather have the island over the jar. Although the jar does discard, right? Yeah. Volcanic Island versus jar. I'm gonna go with the island. I think having the fix here in its 3-card deck is a bit stronger. Ulamog, but there's also Mox. Exile 2 target permanents, indestructible. Hey, this is a new one. Okay, but it doesn't get reshuffled, but it's not an artifact, so I also would have picked it, but I mean, I can't pass up Mox normal. Maybe this wheels, but very unlikely. Hope Dragon Skull Summit or Steam Vents, but I mean, a Mox is a Mox. We get a Blightsteel Colossus, which does shuffle, but it's a trigger, so in response to the trigger you can always get it back. So I think I actually pick up a Blightsteel Colossus here, because Welder does not stipulate that it has to be instant speed, that it has to be sorcery speed, so you can discard this to something like Bazaar, and then Welder in response to the trigger. And it would be put into a graveyard from anywhere, so it doesn't hit the graveyard. It's a replacement effect. In that case, I'm gonna go with more fix, which will be Polluted Delta. Yeah, it can get a Volcanic Island, so there's a Griselbrand, which I wouldn't mind. There's also Sulphur Falls, Duress. We still need some kind of kill condition, but I'm not sure if Griselbrand is actually it. Although we do already have Animate that. It's just gonna be so hard to cast this, right? And it's not an artifact creature. So maybe I just pick Sulphur Falls. Nah, I have to have a Griselbrand here. I might not play it, but we'll see. Definitely slamming Equal Leviathan. Resurrect would be something I would love as well, but I can't pass up the creature I needed, which is an artifact creature. It is a Sundering Titan are the two that I want. Other cards, obviously, Lodestone Golem, Resurrect, Incinerate. But yeah, I need a card like this, because, you know, you can Welder it into play. So I do need some more artifacts, more interesting artifacts. Top is actually a good one, because it allows you to draw the card while weldering. So every 2 turns you actually draw an extra card. We could also go for a Brain Freeze skill and a Tendril skill, if we ever get that. Here we don't really have anything outside of Phyrexian Revoker. There's Urborg, but I don't think it's strong enough. Although, nah, Urborg might be good enough to actually ever hardcast this. It's probably better than Revoker. It can just replace the swamp, so. There's a Theomancer, which I guess has to be the pick. It's just too strong against creature decks. This isn't gonna be good in my deck. This I'll play, but the Theomancer is just good against aggro, so we're gonna pick it. And if we get something like Recurrent Nightmare, this is a good card to do to it. Still need some more discard effects though. Currently we have 1, and that is the Bazaar. There's an Entomb, definitely slamming that one. There's no way I'm passing up that one, despite, you know, loving either of these two, but Entomb in the current deck that I have to pick it up. Bloodline Keeper, yeah, none of these will wheel, so those are gone. Memory Jar wheeled, so picking up that one as well. Not sure how good that one is gonna be though. Dragon Skull summoned wheeled, and this is basically an interesting one, right? There's also Fateless Looting. Like maybe Fateless Looting is better here. Yeah, I think I need something like Fateless Looting. Although I do like this card. I'm gonna need to discard. Hindsight Diamond, not gonna be it. It has to be Revolt, although I'm not sure I'm playing it. Scrowrack is interesting. We do have a shuffle effect already, so sure. Lodestone Golem Wheels. Chandra's Phoenix, but I'm not gonna play it. And Nyctus, not gonna play it. I'm not gonna consider these lands, we only have 4 lands here. I might consider one of them lands, given that I actually have an Urborg that allows him to tap for mana. It seems we're splashing blue at this point. Just for Preordain and Inkwell Leviathan. Oh, we have Mox Sapphire, Volcanic Island, Polluted Delta for blue. So we actually have a decent splash. And we get a Jet as well. Wow, triple Mox. Nothing else that interesting. Maybe the Spell Pierce. Wait, didn't I already see a Spell Pierce? Yeah, it's obviously a Jet, but I'm just looking at the other cards. I mean, triple Mox. Come on, ridiculous. This allows me to cast some sick turn ones. We can Mindslaver someone. Keep it going. We can also get Brain Freeze here as a kill condition. Do we ever think we get enough casts with Brain Freeze to have it work compared to one of these two? We might. Like, it's a really good kill condition in this format. Yeah, maybe the Mindslaver wheels. Although I'm not sure if I'll play it. Mystical Tutor, Dreadbore. Mystical Tutor allows me to get Entomb, but not a reanimation. It does allow me to get Brain Freeze to set up for the turn. What do I get? Preordain, Entomb, Brain Freeze, Burst Lightning, Faithless Looting, Rift Bolt. Nah, that doesn't seem strong enough. I think Dreadbore is a bit better, just to have an out against certain cards. Museum Mortars is also pretty good. I'm gonna go with the Mortars actually. Time Twister is definitely interesting, as is this one. It has to be Deck Faden, right? King Control of the Dark Fact seems pretty brutal in this format. Tangle Wire, Might Wheel, Time Twister, Might Wheel. Although I probably won't play this. I will play Time Twister. But Deck Faden, the fact that you can gain control of artifacts, is pretty good. Tezzeret. Despite me liking Tezzeret, it's so good though. But it's so late. Is it better than Jace? Or Scalding Tarn? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 artifacts. Tezzeret is good enough. The fact that it changes these into 5/5s. So there's Temple of the Seeds, Bloodstained Mire, Dismember, Necromancy to reanimate. I think Necromancy has to be the card. And hope one of these two wheels. But just having a second reanimation. Yeah, a second reanimation. I mean, we have one. There's also Corpse Dance now. There's Wooded Foothills, which allows me to get Volcanic Island. Plus, fetch is pretty good with a Scroll Rack. Exile it at the beginning of the next. Do I have a sacrifice effect for those? No, right? Like, this is pretty good if you can sacrifice a creature every single turn. And we don't actually have that many weak creature after Humancer. There's also Terminate, but I'm gonna go with the Foothills just because it's a shuffle effect. Here we get Ulamog, can't play it, Badlands or Factor Fiction, and Sour. I think it has to be Factor Fiction. The card is just too good. This one is also pretty nice, but Factor Fiction, you know, we're playing blue for that alone, I think. Or I would be playing blue for that alone. Here, Brimstone Volley might not main deck it. I probably played over Rift Bolt though. How many lands do we have? 5? 6? Well, 5 plus 3. We basically have 8 lands already. So we need 2 more cards to complete our deck. And you know, we can play some sideboard cards if we really want to. Like, we can play Vampire Nighthawk in the main deck. It's not that bad. Like, it's almost always a trade with a creature, or a 1-for-1 trade with something. Plus it gains life. Given our deck, that's not that bad. Just not sure how Brain Freeze is gonna work out. There's Mental Misstep, although I'm pretty sure that's not that great. There's Edict. Roast. Roast has Kill a bunch. Critter's Claw. I think I'm gonna go with the Edict. I don't think Mental Misstep is even good in this format. Temple played over Swamp. Sure. Tangle Wire Wheels, Bird Alive, Fire Blast, Ragus Cackler. Just pick the Tangle Wire, not playing it. And then the Ratty Scrap Servant Wheels, as does Jace. Given that blue is my splash, I prefer playing this. Yeah, so I'm gonna play that. Woodland Cemetery, but not gonna play it. And Eidolon, but not gonna play it. This is a pretty good card, by the way. The only difference is with Welder, you actually, you know, only sacrifice the artifacts on resolution, while with this you have to do it immediately. So we have 9 lands. Let's cut this for a sec and see what it looks like. So these are 27 cards. Means we have to, you know, if we do like this and basically consider one of them a non-land. We have to cut 3 cards. I think it has to be Edict. Wait, where did my Edict go? Oh, it's there. Although Edict might be better than Burst Lightning. Like this. And then Burst Lightning is probably better than Brimstone Volley. Given that, you know, when I get to that point it's good enough. Rakdos Return does not seem like a card I want in the main deck. And maybe I just don't play the Bazaar. How many discard effects do I have? 1. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 cards to get things into my graveyard. This is the 5th. We might also cut some more cards to actually, you know, be like, sure, Mox is a land, but we don't want to get blown out by some things. I don't know. Plus, playing the Moxes early on makes my brain freeze weaker. It does dig me with the scroll rack, so it might actually be okay. Maybe Lodestone Golem just has no spot here. Is there anything else I want in? How many artifacts? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So basically 6. Well, 7 to get with the Desert. I think changing my Mox into 5/5s is good enough for this just to be in the deck. Like, it's an alternative win condition. Could play Nighthawk over Fearmancer. Nah, they're both death touchers. The Fearmancer is a bit better. So if you sort by color, we see that we play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blue, more than expected to be honest, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4 blue cards, blue lands. So if we add basics, we probably want like 1 island, 1 or 2. Can we get it with something? Yeah, we can get it with Polluted. How many red do we play? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sure. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Black with the Urborg as well. Yeah, I think this suggestion is fine. We basically play 70 mana sources plus a Bazaar and a Maze of It. Wait, then this can be correct, right? 15 lands. It basically says 15 lands, but this 18, and we play 2 non-mana producing, so this can be right. 1 card needs to go for an extra land, I think. Oh no, we considered one of them. No, this is fine. I'll submit, and I'll see you guys in round 1.